Hi, Bo Huffman here from the Hastings and Kearney GNCs. We want each and every single person to live well each and every day. So whatever your health need, question, or concern, we're here to do just that for you. So whether it's a multivitamin, a fish oil, a calcium, whatever the case may be, we want you to live well each and every day to get the most out of your life.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Hub, brought to you by GNC. I'm Connor O'Gara, this is Nathan Hart. We have an all-conference tournament edition of the Sports Hub this week. It's cold out there, it's sub-zero temperatures, but we're glad that you're joining us, hopefully inside somewhere warm. We're going to preview a little bit of LPC action. We have some FKC stuff to talk about, some update stuff, even though things got kind of pushed back because of the weather. And we do want to talk about the RPAC, but before we talk about that, we do 3 stars, and Zach Johnson had a huge performance last weekend against rival Overton.
Yeah, in the big game, he came up with 26 points. He had 2 key baskets, both from about the exact same spots. In the final minute, looked about as confident as ever shooting those baskets against the biggest rival. Team gets it done. Johnson had a monster game.
And we talk about kids stepping up in rival games. Damian Austin did just that. He had 6 points in the final 16 seconds to stun Grand Island. They had already done the "This is our house" chant, and Damian Austin steps up, hits a big 3, then gets an and one bucket and makes the free throw with the game depending on him in the final seconds. Just an unbelievable performance from a senior that's really stepping up and leading his team right now. He has been so important for them.
It was hard to make the cut for 3 stars this week. There were a lot of options.
Yeah.
We're going with Carly Polston for Arapahoe. Team won 61-58 in the RPAC final. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But she came up big. Kip Stevens said, "This is a confident senior just making big-time plays when it mattered." She scored 17 points on 8 for 10 shooting, including the game-winning layup. Conference tournaments are well underway. The RPAC got over last weekend. 2 big wins by 2 Hub Territory teams. First of all, on the girls' side, like we mentioned, Arapahoe gets a 61-58 win against Dundee County Stratton. Dundee County was undefeated and had already beaten Arapahoe twice. Big win for the Warriors. And it seemed like, Polston made the big plays, but others did as well. Kaylee Watson had a steal, a 3. Claire Anderson, Danielle Eichenberger, they just all were making plays when it mattered. On the boys' side, Southern Valley kind of won unconventionally against Hitchcock County. Coach John Miller said he likes to get up in transition, force turnovers, hit 3s, but this time they locked it down defensively in the half-court sets, held Hitchcock County to 3 fourth-quarter points. Alex Kopp led the way offensively with 4 three-pointers, especially in the first half. He was shooting well. I had a chance to catch up with Coach and Kopp after the game to talk about their big win.
Losing the last 2, it hurt really bad, so we had to come out and get this one, especially on our home court. Hitchcock County was actually the last team to beat us here 2 years ago, so a lot of motivation. We got a couple more nets to cut down, districts and state. That's every team's goal, obviously, but it doesn't hurt getting your conference championship.
Yeah, they are so aggressive in the low block areas and in the lane, and they got good jumpers. And I think in the fourth quarter, we finally played the defense the way we wanted to play it. We got the front low blocks fronted, and we kind of recognized where we needed to be with different passes. And I thought the fourth quarter, we finally kind of executed our defense the way we wanted to the whole game.
For our GNC Muscle Man Pick of the Week, we're going to look at an FKC tourney matchup, a 4-5 matchup between Amherst and Axtell. Amherst, a team that's rolling right now, playing really well, getting big performances out of their 2 best players, Dominic Abbott, Braden Eckhout, both stepping up, playing crucial roles for that team. You look at what they did against Axtell back in December. They lost that game by 18 points. Abbott and Eckhout both had their 2 worst games of the season offensively, and as a result, Amherst had its worst game of the season offensively. This time, I don't see that happening. I think it's too hard to contain both of those scores. Axtell, obviously a team that's on the rise, have so much talent on that team, so much good young talent, but I just think that Amherst is going to have the edge this time. I think Amherst is going to come out of this one 58-54. We're moving on to the conference tournament quarterfinals and the LPC quarterfinals. Nathan, it's been a little bit of an interesting start, but what should we be looking for the rest of the way?
I'm looking at one game in the bottom of the bracket with Wood River. They're playing Doniphan Trumbull. Wood River got a good win against St. Paul in the bunny bracket game. They're on a little bit of a roll. They've beaten Arcadia Loop City, Gibbon in the past couple weeks. And they're really led by their backcourt, Nate Baugh, Jaime Rojas. They're just good ball handlers. They're very efficient offensively, good passing. They had 25 assists against St. Paul. Doniphan Trumbull likes to pressure out in the backcourt, If they can handle that pressure, if they can get their offense going, they have a chance to pull the upset in that quarterfinal game.
And how about on the girls' side?
Girls' side, it's hard because there's such a big favorite with Kearney Catholic.
Right.
It's almost nitpicking to do any, try to break it down too much. But I think for the Stars, one thing is, can they handle tournament pressure?
Yeah.
It's a chance that they'll get to do is play 3 games in 3 days. Maybe that's something they'll see in the state tournament in a little bit. They've been tested in game adversity a little bit this season. Can they handle it again in a tournament setting? This will be a good maybe practice run for a month down the road.
Yeah, conference tournament's definitely a good barometer for that state tournament. We've already talked a little bit about the FKC tournament, but now that quarterfinal games are happening Wednesday night, that's tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Overton. And one of the things I want to watch for is, can Overton avoid a letdown? You talk about a team coming off of a big emotional loss to a rival, Elm Creek, facing a good SEM squad. That's not a team you want to overlook. SEM has already beaten South Loop, a team that hung with Axtell and Elm Creek on the road. Definitely don't want to get caught up in looking past that game and looking ahead to a possible rematch with Elm Creek. Overton going to need to come out firing on all cylinders. Going to need to maintain that high level that they're capable of playing at for 4 quarters. And on the girls' side, how about this? How dangerous is Pleasanton right now? Pleasanton stuns #1 seed Wilcox-Hildreth, a team that this guy picked to win the whole tournament. And really, Pleasanton is playing really good basketball right now. They have their first 3-game winning streak in 4 years. That's an impressive stat. They've done it on the defensive end. They get an Elm Creek squad that, you know what, Elm Creek's already beat them this year, but this is a little bit of a different team. When you have three wins in a 4-day stretch like that, obviously anything can happen, especially in a tournament setting. You never know how kids are going to react to playing with that different shooting background, as they will at the Vero Event Center. So definitely going to be some good things to watch for in the FKC tournament.
If you're heading out to watch basketball this weekend, I have some pregame reading for you. And that's my column in today's paper. You need to stop complaining about the officiating. Watch high school basketball, enjoy it, and stop complaining about the refs. Check out my opinion column in today's print edition of the Kearney Hub.
Nathan dropping some serious knowledge. Definitely going to want to check that out. You're going to want to check out all of our coverage on the new revamped Kearney Hub website. Make sure you're checking out all of our stuff on the Sports Hub blog. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, @AdamHart, @CJ O'Gara. So, for the Sports Hub, brought to you by GNC, this has been Connor O'Gara, Nathan Hart. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.